In this tutorial for Team Yankee, I'm going to discuss how you hit your target with artillery. So again, let's recap our sequence here on page 51 for the artillery. So we picked our spotting team, we checked the range, we selected the template size, we selected the aiming point, we rotated to face the target, we rolled a range in and we're successful. Now we can roll to hit. So who do we hit and how? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put out about 4 carnations out here, and they're the ones shooting the artillery. And they're, of course, going after the Abrams here. And their aiming point was there, and they were successful at their aiming. And so we looked, and 3 of them are under template. So each tank, infantry team, and landed aircraft. So if these Hinds are flying in the middle of this, let's say they're actually, I do have some. What am I thinking? Here we go. Some Cobras. Let's say these Cobras are right here. They are immune. Now watch danger close if it's allies, but these are not allies. Helicopters cannot be affected by the artillery strike unless they have landed. Then they can be. All right, so all tank teams, infantry, and landed aircraft that's partially or wholly under the template, and remember, count the hulls really. Don't count the gun barrels. Could possibly be hit. Now, before we were using the skill level of like the observer or something to try to range in, when you actually try to hit a target under the template, you use their to-hit number. So it's a 4. Maybe. There's going to be some modifiers to this. It starts off as a 4. If let's say USA was shooting and they were shooting these T-72s, they're going to hit on 3s after they've ranged in. So what modifiers do we have to change this? Well, what's nice is it's all on this template here. So first you look at how many weapons are firing. We have 4. So 4, there's no change. If we only had 2 shooting, it would be 1 harder, which means increase the to-hit number by 1. So it would be a 5s to hit them. So I'll put those back. And of course, if we throw some more in here and say it's 5 or 6, it's 1 less, which means now we're going to be hitting them on 3s. And of course, if you have 7 or more, it's going to drop it down to a 2 to hit. But that may not be the only modifiers. So I'm going to take these 2 back out. So we're back to 4. So no modifiers. So it's still 4s to hit them. Did we range in a first attempt, second attempt, or third attempt? Well, let's see. Red, white, blue. Red, white. I didn't even hit. We got to range in sometime. Okay, red. It was the first attempt. So if it was the first attempt, there's no modifier. It's still 4s to hit them. If it was the second attempt, which would be the white one, in my case, so it came out something like that, it's going to be 1 more to hit them. So now you're hitting all 5s. If it took the third attempt, it's +2, of course. If you didn't get it on third attempt, by the third attempt, you can't even do this. Are they gone to ground? No. But if they're gone to ground, that's 1 more modifier. Are you shooting through smoke? That's another modifier. Shooting at night is 1. Be careful because some thermal imaging can get rid of penalties. And is not in line of sight of the spotting team. Whoa, hold on. How does that happen that they're not in line of sight when you have to see where you're shooting? Well, let's take this little simple situation. I'm going to move this over here. So I'm going to get a hill, and We're ranging in there. So this one can see it. And it ranged in on the first attempt. So here we go. Well, this one behind the hill is being hit, but it cannot see it. So it's +1 to hit that one. He can see those. The spotter can see those. It's who spotted that this modifier is going to apply. So he can see those. So those are 4s to hit. This is a 5. So you're going to have to roll that one separate, maybe a different color. And these penalties and bonuses are cumulative. Now don't add these two together because the third attempt already has that one modified in, but these add to that, whichever one it is, if it's one of them, and in which one of these is happening. So let's say this is the situation. So I'm going to go 2 red and a white. So needed 4s, needed 5s. Now I could go roll them separate, like red, white, blue. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Just to, so we know which one exactly got hit, because maybe one of these is the leader. And if you take it out and this one's way over here, instead of that being the leader, you know, he can't take over that tank type situation, what I talked about before in commanders. So here we go, red, white, blue, needing 4s on these, 5s on that one, missed those. So this is the only one that got hit. Now we're going to put these back in. Makes it easier to hit these guys. So 3, 3, 4. Red, white, blue. Red, white. Oh, this one got hit this time. So that's basically how you do it. Now we're going to add a little twist here, and we're going to add some infantry. So these infantry out here, and let's just say they're all underneath the template. I'll want to roll these separate because these guys are different than those as far as weapons go. So you probably do want to roll those separate. They haven't moved, shot, or anything. So infantry that is in the open, that haven't moved, shot, or assaulted, they are concealed in the open and gone to ground. So they're technically gone to ground. Let me go ahead and mark them. So here we go. We'll put a little gone to ground marker on them. So how is the numbers going to modify here? Well, these stayed the same. So I'm going to just keep it simple. Those tanks need that, and that tank is that. So 4s, 5s. Those men are gone to ground, and if you look at gone to ground, it's 1 harder. Now I'm going to do those as white. I'll just roll these separate, just to keep it. I'll roll them in separate, so we'll just do this. All right, now I'm going to pretend. So it'll be. Let me just do that. All right, so I'm going to roll to see what attempt I got it on. I don't want it on the first one. Oh my gosh, the red one just will not stop. There we go. Red, white, blue. Ooh, it's the third attempt. So third attempt, ranged in, that's +2 to hit. So it can get a little mathy. Just remember, these are all 4s to start with. +2 is now 6. 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, because these ones have +1. Gone to ground, this one can't be seen. These are out in the open. So 6, the rest of these are 7s. Okay, so let's do the 6s. Miss, oh, that one did get hit. Now we're going to 7s. This is just like the shooting. If it's a 7, you need to roll a 6, and then re-roll that die and get a 5 or a 6. You're successful. If it takes an 8, you have to roll a 6 and then roll a 6 again. If it's a 9 or higher, you can't do it. So we need a 6, no. Need a 6, no. Oh, it did come up 6. If it comes up a 5 or a 6, they have been hit, and no. And these two, neither got hit. So that's basically how you do it to see if they get hit. Now, infantry and unarmored tanks, remember, when they get hit just one time with artillery, they become pinned down. So they didn't get hit, but we could pretend like they did. Just remember, they get pinned down. Armored tanks and aircraft never get pinned down. So again, if you're not sure about the modifiers, they're right on the template. Remember, it's not the ranging in that you're going to modify, except for using the observer. You're going to use their skill level or the observer, whichever's worse. I've gone over that already. You use their to hit number, just like you were shooting machine guns at them, tank shots. What does it take to hit them? And then you modify as needed. So this one was different than those two, as needed by this chart. And that is how you hit with artillery.